We just ran every Wednesday. Piggly Wiggly has like the discount coupon on the groceries, but I encourage you, if you have a Piggly Wiggly, they do add 10%, but I've never had an issue that I know of the food being expired. And customer service is getting better. So that's a good thing. Customer service is always really important to me because, I need all the goodness I can get. And if I can get good service, my Lord. But always make sure that you check your prices in the receipt because you may have inadvertently grabbed the wrong thing. And it may not match exactly what's on the app. And, then you'll be off. Had that happen today, and these are apartments by my walkway home. There's no sidewalks, so I'm walking through the parking lot. But allergy season's coming back. The tree is beautiful, but yeah. So I decided I was going to calculate my receipt because I got so tired of going places and feeling like I done got ripped off when I get home and see things are different. So I said, well, let me check it right now, you know. And it came off 98 cents different. The hot sauce was supposed to be free, but um, but yeah, I had picked up the wrong one. And the first cashier I went to, I said, hey, can you look at this receipt for me and let me know if they charged me an extra 98 cents or whatever. It looked like they didn't take the hot sauce off and I had the app. And so the young lady looked at the receipt and she says, no, you paid for it for the 98 cents. I said, oh, okay. And I said, so what can we do about it? And she says, or something like that. I don't remember exactly what I said, but that was the gist of it. And she says, well, which hot sauce did you get? And I said, oh, that's a good question. I don't know. Let me go check. And so she said she already knew what it was, that I got the wrong one. I had gotten the Piggly Wiggly hot sauce, and I should have gotten Crystals. Or she said Frank's, but it was actually Crystals that was on the app. And so that was good customer service because she immediately knew what the problem is. She took the time to look at it. She asked the right questions. She immediately knew what the problem was. And she immediately told me the right way to resolve it. She says, oh, well, you have to go back to, because I told her my cashier wasn't at the register anymore. She told me, oh, you have to go back to register so-and-so because I think she's going to have to refund you the money. I said, okay, no problem. And here we go, crossing the street. And this is where it's hard because people want to turn. They don't necessarily want to let you go. So I think this guy's going to let me go. So they don't necessarily want to let you go. And then the light changed so fast. And then you're fat and you're trying to run and you can't run. And oh my God. Shoot. You see how quick that light changed? Like, my God. Okay, so, but that's good. That was a little fun. The run was fun. And didn't nobody intentionally try to run me over. So I'm happy they were patient while I waddled across the street. Thank you. But yeah, so great customer service. Because then she said I had to go back to register for, and I knew that my cashier, whatever, was gone. But somehow she linked up with that cashier to make sure she was there. Cashier met me. She had went on to other duties. But she was like, hey, I'm going to need that hot sauce. But she explained everything to the cashier while I was going to go get it. And she said, but I need the other one back because I'm going to have to refund you. I said, okay. So I gave it back. She said, you can go ahead and get the one that you need. And so I went and got it. And I said, oh, you're going to have to put this back on my car. And she was like, no, I'll just give it back to you. And made it easy for me. She could have put it back on the car, but she made it easy for me. And I appreciate that because now I have $1.12 in cash, which means I wanted to go get my chips from Dollar General. But they don't have the brand that I want because they had also free sour cream, which I don't need to be eating or drinking any of that. But drinking, I say, because I bought something to drink too. But so, oh, I'm so out of breath. So, and this is good. I need this exercise. But once we get home, We definitely need to clean up and get ready for my 1 o'clock, and I'll be good to go. And then should be good to go. Probably listen to the audiobook while I clean because it has good information in there. If I get a chance, I wish I could sit down and actually take notes. There's an audiobook on my channel about how to analyze people at first glance. And some of it sounds rude or mean to me because they talk about fat people, but actually some of the stuff I can relate to. And I wanted to sit, and if you get a chance, you guys, if you could go listen to that audiobook, I'll have it when I go to clean up, I'll have it on in the background on the live. But, and see if you can figure out which one of those human groups that you fit into. They said it's 5 different ones. And what's so interesting to me is that this audiobook, and I hate to say this because y'all are like, I don't want to hear that, but this audiobook is actually published in 1920. So, yeah, it was actually published in 1920. So, but it sounds pretty accurate, you know? And I remember they were saying something about people with round faces. I have a big round face. But I remember this African guy was telling me, because he had a round face too, he had the same round face. But he was telling me how women in Africa with round face and a gap in their teeth, like me, were, and he wasn't flirting, he was serious, that people in Africa, women in Africa, because I've had Haitian women tell me this too, round face and the gap teeth are supposed to be well favored and fat. So hey, I got all of those. So there we go. Y'all can just enjoy the scene. Like I said, I'm just trying to get view time up because I'm asking myself the question. I'm like, why am I vlogging this? There's nothing going on. Just trying to get view time going up. So y'all can see. Then I wish I had it. I'm going to do the rest of this in landscape and see if it works. Because on my phone, it actually says for me to turn it around, to rotate it back to portrait. But because, you know, me trying to watch or listen to that stuff last night while I was working on stuff, it wasn't good because I just felt like tunnel vision because it was so squished in. So I'm going to try it this way. And you know the phones and stuff, they can make it so that, you know, it immediately adapts to whatever, you know, view that you're using. They used to have it where it wouldn't make you rotate the device back. But yeah, I can't wait to get home. I need to, that little back table area that I was trying to clean up the other day, I need to get to it again. I did take the clothes off of it. Every day I would take off my clothes and dump them right back on that table. But I took them back in the laundry room, so that's a good thing. But the washer is broken, and I think the dryer is broken too. I think maybe it came off the belt, because when the washer broke, the clothes were like still half wet, and then it started raining, so I was like, well, I'll take my chances. And I threw them in my dryer, and I have one of those little dryers. And I think it may have made the belt come off the thing. And so I have to learn how to, and I don't have time to do that, learn how to fix that. Probably have to take it apart or something. But from what I understand, it's an easy fix. I think that's what happened with the big one too, but the big one, that's the one that was there when I came. And yeah, so. For those of you that can't be outside today, that are stuck behind a desk somewhere or in a warehouse somewhere, here you go. It's a little bit of sunshine for you. It's absolutely gorgeous. So, yeah. Another thing I wanted to mention, like when I'm in the store, and I'm just gonna put this out to you, don't speak to me, because I'm not used to people speaking to me. And if you speak to me and you're actually nice, I'm like, ooh, because I'm not used to that, you know? I don't have people that love me and care about me in the real world. So if you're actually nice to me, I don't know how to take it. I'm like, what? What? Go to Davos again. I can't believe I actually had a dream about that same breed of dog. Are they gonna come running towards me again? Nope, the little white one is all by himself. Aww. He's looking at them like, hey guys, aren't you gonna bark? Here they come. Nope, they're not coming. Oh, they're ignoring me. They was barking at first. So what did I get to drink? I got raspberry lemonade, the Simply Raspberry Lemonade, which used to be my favorite, but it don't taste the same no more to me. Don't know why. I can't wait to get home. Oh my God, I'm tired. Still thinking about that girl that offers me a ride almost whenever she can, whenever I walk down her street. She knows I live in the neighborhood, probably down the street. Or maybe she's seen me at my house before, I don't know. But I'm wondering, where does that kindness come from? Because back in the day, I would have believed that it came from church, but y'all know I don't really, look at these weeds. I don't really believe in, I don't think the church does any of that anymore. They do the opposite. So I wonder where her kindness comes from. Because I don't see that at all these days. Ooh, look at those weeds. Those weeds are killer, I tell you. Excuse me. So on the last live stream, the great was saying, we were talking, the great said something about how they pit black men against black women. And I was saying how, you know, my dad and my uncle both brought back women from other countries, you know, and how they thought they were really doing something because, you know, they weren't white women, but they weren't black women. So it wasn't because they were intentionally, I don't think it was because they were intentionally trying to have not black women, but I think they wanted to make it easier for the kids, you know what I'm saying? So they figured they would have kids that were mixed. But when I came out, I looked just like my daddy. So I looked just like my daddy. And yeah, so, and he was disappointed because when we came to the States, and I'm so proud of that movie with the little black girl and Orphan Annie, because when we first came to the States and we got enrolled in American schools, there was a play. And this is when my dad was taking us to look at schools. And the teacher was just like, yeah, they're auditioning for a play they're having, Annie now, whatever. And I was like, ooh, Daddy, can I audition for the part? And he was so, I didn't understand it back then, but he was so embarrassed and disappointed because he's looking at his little girl, and his little girl definitely looks black. You know, dark hair, frizzy hair, dark skin, frizzy hair. And, you know, Annie's a little white girl with red hair, you know. And so he was embarrassed because, you know, the white teacher, whatever, you know, like she ain't never gonna get the role. And I was like, do you think I could try out? And the teacher, of course, I'm gonna say, of course, they've had teachers that were racist, black teachers that were racist. That's the thing. And I'll tell you about the black teacher that was racist against my Korean mother in a minute. But the teacher was just like, yeah, she has curly hair. Annie has curly hair. She could be Annie. And I wish my daddy was around to see, you know, the new Annie with Jamie Foxx. That would have been nice for us to, you know, watch together. We could have reminisced about when we first came to the States. But in sixth grade, I had a teacher, I think her name was Miss Dickinson, and I don't think she meant any harm, but we were supposed to do reports on different countries of the world. And I was like, oh, I'll do one on South Korea because my mom's from there. She actually said, no, you don't want to do one on that. That's a third world country. She actually said that. And she was like, there's not a lot to learn about there. I can't believe she said that. That was an awful thing to say. I don't remember if I did it anyway or what the problem was. Then fast forward into high school years, I remember French, like doing French, writing poems in French. And my French teacher really liked it. And I used to remember all my teachers. I don't know if I can remember them all now. Miss McNider, Miss Rogers, Miss Abelos, Miss Roundtree, Miss Archambault, Miss Dickerson, Mr. Spain, Bob Spain, I remember him. He was our science teacher. Mr. Bouillon, psychology teacher. Mr. Humphreys, social studies teacher. Oh, it makes me smile remembering all of them. There was Miss Snyder, government teacher, she was black, but she used to wear like cowboy boots and cowboy boots, and she liked country music. And people used to tease her because the white people would say, we don't even like country music. And she was like, I like country, it's fun. And now I kind of understand it, but I kind of feel bad a little bit. And for me, I could listen to any kind of music, but I kind of feel bad about trying to listen to that stuff now because, or if, or if I listen to it. Oh, hey, how you doing? I had my earphones on, so I didn't hear. He was probably talking on the phone. I don't be rude, but yeah. So remember all my teachers. Oh man, Miss Quicklinski, and this is when I think I first got the notion that people really didn't like me because Miss Quicklin, no, it's Miss Karachikis. Oh, where's Miss Quicklinski? Wow, I remember her too. Miss Karachikis. I remember, my parents divorced, and I had on these Converse. They were teal blue with little rats all over them, and I used to get teased because people knew that I was raised in the projects. And I remember she used to come whisper in my ear, those are beautiful shoes. And I thought that teacher loved me. And when I went to college and I came back to visit, she kind of turned her nose up at me. I was like, why? Why would you do that? You know? So I just want to say this to anybody that's a teacher. Your students, just like they love their parents, they love you too. Just like, I don't know. I don't know what the situation was there, but she really turned her nose at me for some reason. But I remember her because she taught us Greek mythology. And I think those kind of things hurt, when you love people and they don't necessarily love you back. Those things do hurt. They do. Speaking of which, flashback of last night again, and the girl said something, and this is what I'm talking about, things that people say that's not true out loud, so people get a certain impression. And she was like, don't speak to my kids. She didn't have any kids. And when I said, oh, those are your kids, I was talking about the kids that were next door. I couldn't really see, but I knew those. That's why I said it that way, because I know those were her kids. And I haven't said anything to anybody, but that was the way to draw a line, in case she needed things to go her way. So, just weird. I love looking at big open spaces. Big open spaces. I hope I didn't waste too much time. Let me see what time it is. It is, I got a couple of hours when I get back. I'm almost back though, so that's a good thing. Almost back. These crows and the blue sky against the trees. Forest green and bright green trees. Once again, it sounds so peaceful. I love peace. It's so peaceful. That's another reason why you should watch that audiobook that I have posted. Um, Analyze people in one site, because that's what it talks about. It talks about a person that genuinely, just enjoys peace. And that's the people with the round face like me, genuinely enjoys peace. Um, that's why I wish I had some time to really sit down and listen to it and take notes. If I'm tired enough, though, if I play it in the background, it sure will put me to sleep. Now, it looks like this guy moved out. There was a guy that lived here, but I don't blame him, though, because like I said, the neighborhood's pretty tough. This person that lives here, they own that house. They've been, yeah. He was so proud of it, so I'm surprised if he did move out. But he's kind of private, so he may have just put up things so that you can't tell. But he was so proud because he got a whole house in the back. But he probably realized how bad the neighborhood was and was just like, I'm not living here. Yeah. But it's sad because to me, it's just a cool, like little lower middle class. Like all of Valdosta is lower middle class place. So it makes me a little bit sad when I see all the craziness that goes on, because I know that I really don't want to be a part of that, you know. So it's a thin line between knowing how to, it's a thin line. I don't know. The only thing that I could really do to make this good for me is if I had a gate. But, yeah, we're gonna clean up, get ready for my 1 o'clock. And the rest of the day after the 1 o'clock is gonna be cleaning up. Cleaning up and, when I need a break from cleaning up, working on things. Oh yeah, the funding. And I don't know why, I don't think I'm procrastinating on that. I think the reason that, because I feel like everything needs to be perfect. Because you see, I feel like I get attacked all the time. And if I submit something and every T isn't crossed and every I isn't dotted, I feel like, I feel like I'm opening myself up for somebody to do some stupid stuff. Just like on my YouTube channel, people be posting illicit shit. And that's why I say on my thing, and I could probably get far more views if I didn't have it restricted for adults only. But I do that because when people come and put dumb shit in my comments, then, it's like, that's how I think I got blocked or banned one time, because people just were putting illicit material in the comments. And so it was, I don't know, if somebody sees something illicit, they're scared to really look into it. So I don't know if they're seeing it as, they just assume that it must be illicit. And then if you have things where you're doing shower videos and stuff like that, which I did, because like I said, just like I do everything now, I did everything then too. And I would show like what products I use and stuff like that. I'm so sad. See, these people, they opened the same time that I did. I gotta do better. And the Spanish people next door to me, I think it's them that have theirs too. And they just got listed. I gotta get everything together. I gotta do better. I gotta push harder. If I want this, I gotta push harder. I think it's an emotional thing that gets me. It's because when it comes to me having to, you gotta get your money in some way or another, having to be employed, I get so disappointed because, like I said, you put so much into it. And then for people to give you back half whatever, it makes you feel a certain way. Now, to be fair, the last place, even though they did some things that were wrong, I couldn't hang because I've been through too much, so I couldn't hang, so I just couldn't. But outside of that one thing, everything else is good. And I felt like there were people that were in my corner that were trying to support me, but I just couldn't do it. But this time I'm refreshed. Can I guarantee what the outcome will be? No. But I will try to hang in there. I will try to hang in there. And when I see that there are people that are actively looking out for me, speaking of which, I still need to reach out to some of my former coworkers. And damn, that's a big aloe plant. But I need to reach out to some of my former coworkers because I promised one that as soon as I made some money, I was going to reach out. But I did make money, but it wasn't through the company, so I don't know if that really counts. And then the other coworker, once I published my children's book, because it's already published, but it's like in a big conglomerate. But I need to break it down into smaller pieces so to sell better. So I wanted to. It's like the way that it's now. It's like a textbook, you know. So I need to do that as well, because you know people are gonna have. But then again, people change. So by the time that I've reached back out to them and it's been a while, they'll be like, "What? Who? Why you bothering me?" So, but yeah. And then I have other ones, and I talked about all of them before. There's a few here and there, but it'll work out. It will work out. It will.